Hey everyone, today we are building a market basket analysis dashboard in Power BI that reveals which products your customer buy together. So imagine you run an online store. Wouldn't it be powerful to know the customers who buy a coffee mug are four times more likely to also buy coffee beans, right? That exactly what we are building today. So there is also a challenge in Power BI. Basically, we will be doing market basket analysis in Power BI. But the issue is Power BI doesn't have built-in market basket analysis algorithm that we can use. So we will use a Python inside Power BI to generate the insights that create interactive viewer that are created here that basically everyone can use. Yes, so let's dive in. Let me first show you what market basket analysis is so you have better idea. So it's basically a technique that finds pattern in customer purchases. It answers one simple question. If someone buys product A, what else are they likely to buy? Right? So you have seen this on Amazon. Customer who bought this also bought this. That's market basket analysis in action, right? So there are three key metrics here. Firstly, we have spot. What does this mean? This means how often items appears together. Generally, we have range from 0 to 1, means percentage from 0 to 100, and 2% sport is considered a good number because that basically shows how often items appearing together in our entire data set, right? So other than that, we also have confidence here. What does this mean? This means if customer buys item A, what is the probability that they buy B, right? So here I've written some of the values like confidence 0.50 means 50% of customer who buy A also buy B. That is also a good percentage. But generally we have threshold, which is a good value of around 30%. And then we also have a lift matrix here, which is very important. Why? Because it tells how much more likely items are bought together versus random chance, right? So let's say Lift tells us how much more likely items are bought together compared to random choices. So let me explain this with example. Here we have, let's say, the lift is equal to 1, which shows no specific relationship. They are bought together randomly, right? Let's say we have product A, product B, and then they just bought together randomly because we have lift of 1, right? But if, let's say, we have lift of 2, then which means they are bought together twice as often as random, right? That's a little things to note here, twice as often as random. And then let's say we have 4, then it means 4 times more likely. That's basically a strong relationship we have. And then generally we have good value greater than 2 is considered lift of high. So again, it all depends upon your data set. If, when you'll apply this, you will see different values and then you will be able to make a story out of it. And here the simple rule combination is we should consider lift greater than 2 and then we should have a confidence greater than 30% and sport of 1% to see the good product combinations, right? So let me show you the requirements to perform market basket analysis here. Since as I mentioned earlier, we will be using Power BI. So let's just make sure that we have Power BI installed. So in order to, sorry, let's just make sure we have Python installed because we are using Python to do market basket analysis in Power BI. So I will just go over to Python and I'll say Python download. And here I will just download the latest version, but it's not recommended right now. It's 3.14. The issue is normally with the latest machine learning like varies. Sometimes the latest version don't really support them. So it's always recommended to, install the previous versions. I generally install 3.11, but you can try different. So I think let's just stick with 3.11 for now. So we are aligned on the same page. So how you can install 3.11, you can just go here and then install it. It's a simple procedure. You just need to select and next all the things. If you're using Windows, then you should also make sure to check in box of add python.exe to the path because this way Python will be recognized to our system. So once that done, you will go over to Power BI and this is a starter Power BI file that I just opened. So after that, I will go over to setting and then I will go to options and I will make sure that the Python that installed should be recognized here so that Power BI can use that. We will go over to Python scripting and this is the part that it will automatically recognize and tell you. You just need to select that if it's not selected and then you will click OK and after that you will have to restart the Power BI, right, in order to apply the changes. So yes, just a second. And then once that done, what you will do is you will go over to getting the data. I will provide the data with you that I'm using. So let me just first import the data. This is the same data that we are using uh, in our previous analysis as well. So let me just import the data and open it in Power Query. Just a second. So let me share the Power Query screen with you so you guys can look into that. So this is the data that I just imported in Power Query. And We have invoice number, stock code, product. This is basically description, which means the name of the product, or you can say description. And then we have quantity and what are the fields that we're using here. So we have two dates here, and this is the date basically I converted into. I just extracted date out of date time, so I can actually remove this column. And after that, we need to apply the Python script that I showed you. So the thing is, here there is a little challenge while using Python in Power BI to perform market basket analysis. So sometimes in our data set we have a lot of products. So if your data set have a lot of product, then you might face some challenges, just because having a lot of product, market basket analysis will try to look at different combinations of different products. So that will be resource intensive as well. So this is the challenge I have right now, since I have a lot of products here. So just for the demo purposes, what I can do is I can just remove the United Kingdom here, because this is the main country where we have a lot of products being sold. I can exclude that, and I can look at all the other different countries to let you know the relationship between different products and the pattern that we can see. So just a second, let me show you the number of countries I have. It's getting loaded since the data is huge. That's why it's taking some time to preview the data here. Okay, so I have Australia and all these countries, and I will just exclude the United Kingdom here. I will definitely do that in Python. So I will go to transform, and then I will hit run Python script. So here I will just add the Python script that I will use for the uh, like performing the market basket analysis, and we have comment that says dataset holds the input data for these scripts. So we have a variable named dataset. That's where our data is stored. So let me go over to the Python code that I just used. So I can just copy paste. So, and by the way, I will provide the file with you so you guys can also look into that. Just a second. Let me find the data that I used and skip. Okay. So this is the Python code. And let me explain you what does this Python code mean. Like, you don't need to learn Python code. Since I provided the code, you can easily tweak around based on your data set. So again, we have data set stored in dataset called variable. And then this is just a comment showing I'm performing the market basket analysis. And here the important point to note is I'm using XMLXDEND library. So you should make sure to install this library or into your system. For this, you can just open a terminal and then just type pip install MLXTEND. This will install this library into your Python. So once that installed, you can use that. Here I'm just importing the libraries that I will be using, and after that I'm making a copy of dataset into df variable, and then I'm excluding the United Kingdom just because I wanna perform this analysis on a limited number of transactions. Because otherwise this will take a lot of time and it will be resource intensive to use in Power BI. And then I'm also applying some filtration here greater than 0. And this is something, by the way, you can do in Power Query as well. So I just made sure to do all in Python in one go. So after that, I'm just applying some cleaning functions to remove extra spaces into the description. And then what I'm doing is I'm grouping it by invoice number and description, right? And this will basically give me the number of transactions happened in each product, because I'm grouping it by description and then also by invoicing, right? So this will also like to tell us each invoice means one a transaction bucket. So I'm just creating a bucket here, and after that I'm using the this function here to perform market basket analysis. So we have transaction encoder here. I'm just applying that to fit a model, and here I'm using the minimum support of 0.01%, 0.01, or in short 1%. And you can adjust accordingly. Generally, it's recommended to use 0.01. You can just copy paste that, and then I'm just getting the columns that we need here. These are the columns that I showed you with confidence levels and all these columns. So I will just hit OK, and it will take some time to let me just ignore that. And it will take some time depending upon your data set and the products you have in your data set to run a script and apply combination. So I will pause the video for a second. Okay, so it took me around 2 to 3 minutes, and it gave me different tables. And firstly, we have dataset table, we have DF, which is basically the copy that we made out of this data set, and then we have encoded and all these tables. Here, the table that we need is this one, final rules. So that's where I just added all the values and the combinations that we need. So what I will do is I will just extract this table, and I will hit extract, and it may take some time. So let me do that. And I will again pause our video for a second so that it gets loaded here. Okay, so this is the table that I expected, and we can see, different functions and different data here that we actually needed, right? So again, we have sport, confidence, we have lift here, and leverage means like how often it can, get leveraged. Okay, so this is the table that got extracted. We have rule ID here, we have this product antecedent, and then we have consequent, which is basically, the combination of product. I'm just using two combination here. We have sport, confidence, lift that I explained to you earlier, and then we have some more columns like leverage and conviction. Leverage means leverage basically measures the difference between observed frequency and expected frequency. If let's say items are independent in simple terms, it means how much extra co-occurrence do we get beyond what we would expected by chance, right? So we have this, and then we also have conviction as well. So convictions means like how much more often consequent appears with antecedent versus without it, right? So let's say we have this product that's appearing, let's say with this product, and how often does it gets appeared without this product, right? So that's what we are just mining here. And yeah, we have count of the antecedent and then the consequent here. So this is the final table that we will be using to perform market basket analysis and just building the dashboard in Power BI. So let me just hit close and apply. Okay, so it will take some time again. Let me pause for a second. I'll come back. Okay, so now I have the table loaded in Power BI. So again, let me show you the table that we have here, and we will just use this table to have make some dashboard or videos out of it. So what I generally do is I just make sections of the dashboards, right? Actually, let me remove this one. I will just add this one. And here I will, let's say, apply right here. And after that, I can, just try to a bit round the corners so that it feels a bit good. I think I can keep it 20. Okay, that's fine. And other than that, I can also try to increase the transparency. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now I have this, and other after that, I can just use the card here to show the total values, like how many rules we applied. I just want the count of this, right? And then I simply say that total products combination, and I can change the Excel bar to the one, this one. I can a bit increase the length of it, and then I can a bit increase the size of the label, and then also increase the size of this one. Yeah, I think that's good. And I can remove the background because that is something I will be adding here, right? And after that, I can just copy and paste this, and I will use the lift, right? And I will just use the average of lift, right? What is the average of lift there? And after that, I can use the confidence average that we have in our data set, right? So let me change its data type to a percentage so it feels a bit good. So we have like 43% on average here. That is good. So we basically have a pattern in our product transactions, right? That's what our goal was to find it out. And then we can also add the percent average of the sport as well. And let me change its type to percentage. Okay, that is good. And let me just make some space because I will be adding the title here. to, have a title of the dashboard. So I will do just insert and then I will say it market basket analysis. I will increase the size of the text and then I can just make it bold and also I can remove the background and I can just simply add it here. Okay, right. So we can also do something like that. Okay, now we have some space. I think I can just move it right here. Okay. So now we have a main header where we have provided the overall summary of our market basket analysis different metrics. So other than that, we can use a simple table function or table vision here, sorry. So here what we can do is we can just apply the, firstly, we can apply the rule ID. I will not summarize that, right? And after that, I will apply the antecedent and then I will apply the consequent. And after that, okay, just a second, let me a bit grab the column because we have a long text of description of a product. That's what we have in our data set. And after that, I can provide the metrics like the lift. I would not summarize that because I'm looking at the each product. And then I will add the sport as well. And then I will also add the, sorry, I will add the confidence where it is. Yeah, right. So I will convert that into do not summarize. Okay, so here I have it. And basically I want to apply the same background section here. So I can just, copy and paste it here to fit on the screen. And I will also be applying the same section here because here I want to basically add a filter or a slicer of to look at any specific product that we want to see. I will just add antecedent or we can also add consequent because eventually it's the cross product, right? I will just hit this and I will remove its background. Okay. And after that, I can just squeeze it and add it here. Okay. Just a second. Let me a bit increase the width of this. And after that, I will just put it in a center. Okay. So here we can, search any specific product to look at the data about specific product. Okay. So I will just, a bit increase the size of this, and then I will also make sure that it's aligned. And after that, I will just get this one that went backward to this. Oh, so so I went to format and then I will put it to backward and then, but before that, let me keep it here and then I can have this applied over here. And I will just turn off the background of this and then I can also change the style to none here. And now I can just a bit increase the width because we have some space available here. And after that, we can, apply some conditional formatting as well to from increasing to decreasing order. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so let's try to understand the data that we got here. So we have combination of products, right? We have antecedent and we have consequent. So what here we have also have rule ID and the three main key metrics that I showed you earlier. We will be looking into that. So firstly, let's talk about the sport. Sport I showed you, like it tells us how often items purchased together. So let's try to sort it in an ascending and descending order. So we have these two items that have a like a good sport of 12%. And then we have, if we look at the confidence, then we have also like some products where we are 100% confident that these are buying together. So in the same way, like if we go down, then the it's getting decreased. we have a small of 1%, and then maybe we need to look into, let's say, lift. That is a key matrix here. If we sort in a descending order, so these are the like top products by lift, and then we can apply different thresholds that I showed you previously. Like generally we consider two or three. So let me show you the dashboard that I showed you at the start of the video. So this is the same dashboard that we just built. And in the definition, I showed you a good combination of greater than two, confidence 30%, and sport 1%. So that's something that you can apply on your table to truly look at those products that have a good combination and that they have a likely chance to be buy together. So yeah, that's it. And there you have it, a complete market basket analysis dashboard in Power BI that reveals the hidden pattern in your customer purchases. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give a subscribe and like, and I will provide the all the relevant files in the video description, so you can always refer to it and apply it to your data set. Thank you. Bye bye.